Hello there and welcome to the Card Grotto. Today I've got a haul to share with you. These are items that I purchased in the month of January 2020, so my first haul video of the decade. So first of all, I ordered some things from Craft Stash and I got a few of the, or two I should say, of the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil System Glimmer plates. I picked up this set here. This is the Glimmering butterflies. If you haven't already seen foiling plates, I'm sure you have by now, but you can foil with them if you use a hot foil system like the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil System. Gemini have one as well, and I think there's a couple of others that have them. They're really fun to use, I have to say. You can use, you know, special kind of foiling plates and dies, which is what these are, but you can also use your own, you know, wafer thin dies as well, which is really nice. And I do have a video using the Gemini system, and then I will also have a video coming up using the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil system as well. I didn't use these sets that I'm going to share with you in this whole video, in that video, but I'm definitely looking forward to using these soon. So like I said, this is the Glimmering butterfly set. I just thought the butterflies were so pretty, and what I love about the Spellbinders sets is that they usually come with the cutting dies as well, the coordinating cutting dies, so it's really nice just to have that versatility that you can cut them out as well. And I did practice this little butterfly here just because, like I said, I thought it was so pretty. Used some magenta foil on that and it came out beautifully, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving these a go with a project. And then I also picked up some sentiments. These are the Everyday Sentiments 2 set. I just thought they had a really nice variety of sentiments in the set. They're quite small in size, which I personally really like, and I love just that they're kind of like a plain font. Like, this is what the size are, so like I said, they are quite small. I personally really like that. And then they also come with a sentiment strip die as well, which is nice, so that you're kind of ready to go to cut them out. So looking forward to trying those. I do apologise that the sun keeps coming in and out in the video. Also from Spellbinders, I picked up two glitter pens. These are from Spellbinders and Jane Davenport. I recently used the Jane Davenport mermaid markers and I absolutely loved them, and I shared them in, I think, my last tutorial video, which I will link down below if you haven't seen it and want to. But I really love them, so I thought I'd go ahead and pick up the metallic ones as well. These are kind of glittery pens. So I picked up the Golden Age and also the Silver Screen, and these are waterproof glitter pens as well, so I'm looking forward to trying those out and seeing how they work. Next up, I picked up the Deco Foil Stencil Pal. I picked that up from Bumbleberry Crafts here in the UK. I have got one of these, or I did have, I'm not sure if I still have it, from Dreamweaver. It came out like 10 years ago or something like that, probably longer. Actually, it came out longer than that, but I think I've had it about 10 years. But it's metal, and to be honest with you, I found it a little bit rough on the edges, and I'm not good with things like that are gonna maybe cut my hands, my fingers. I'm very accident prone with things like scissors and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I am. And so, but I'm not at work like with needles and things as a nurse. I never am, but for some reason at home crafting, I just cut myself with scissors all the time, but never mind. So I wanted to pick up the Stencil Pal because it's plastic. It's quite flexible as well, and I do like that you can kind of just run this over like a full stencil, and it just gives a smoother appearance to the embossing paste or the glitter paste or anything like that you're using, and it's just kind of like one thin line, or a layer I should say, which is nice, and I do prefer sort of having a thinner layer, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. And then I picked up a couple of things from Heffy Doodle Crafts. Well, I should say one thing, but it's a pack of 3 things. And this is their memo tape. I use this memo tape a lot, and I did share it in like a favourite tools type video, and I just like it because it's quite low adherence, but it's quite thick in size as well. I do really love the post-it tape, but the larger one is quite difficult to get hold of here in the UK. The smaller one is a bit easier, but I quite like having a thicker tape as well. So you get the dispenser and also 2 extra rolls as well as the roll that's on the dispenser as a set, but you can pick up the refills separately. They didn't have them available when I purchased, so I bought the whole set again, but you can just buy the refills if you already have the dispenser. Next up, I made an order from Jackson's Crafts and I picked up some of their Studio Synthetic brushes. I wanted these for gouache in particular. I got a set of gouache for Christmas, and I have some other gouache that I've been using with the Ranger brushes, the craft brushes, but I wanted some that were a little bit more artist grade. And so I picked up these Studio Synthetic ones, like I said, from Jackson's, and I've heard really good things about these ones, and they are fairly inexpensive for sort of artist grade quality. Obviously they are synthetic. I personally just prefer synthetic brushes. The set comes as a round 2, 4 and 6, and also the rigger brush. I'm not always that keen on rigger brushes, but I really wanted the 2, 4 and the 6, and if I like them I'll probably pick up maybe an 8 and a flat brush as well for the gouache. So looking forward to trying those out. And then they had some sample packs on Jackson's. They always have sample packs on there for really quite inexpensive amount of money. And so if you're ever purchasing from there, do check out their samples. They had some samples from Legion this time, and I really wanted to try the Stonehenge black watercolour paper. I've wanted to try for a long time, but the pad of paper, like the smallest pad apart from this tiny one, is about £15 here in the UK, so it's not particularly cheap if you don't like it. So if I didn't like it, it's quite a lot of money to waste, but I'm really glad that I've managed to get hold of this little pad so I can try it out with some pearlescent watercolours and some colour pencils and things that I'll probably use on it, and if I like it I'll go ahead and purchase a full pad of that. They also had some of the Yupo samples as well. They have the Yupo translucent, which I haven't actually tried from Legion, so I'm looking forward to trying that out, kind of like as an actual sample pad. And then I also picked up the Yupo Heavy and the Yupo Medium. These were only 94p each, a little pad. I think there's 10 sheets in the pad. I didn't really need them because I have the full size like pads of these ones, but I thought it would be quite nice when I actually create swatches and things so that I don't have to cut into a full sheet, and I've just got these little ones. So I will see if that works, but I just thought that they were quite handy to have for that kind of price. And then also from Jackson's, I picked up some FineTec watercolours. I've wanted FineTec pearlescent watercolours for a long time, but again, they're not the cheapest. They're probably definitely worth the money, but I didn't think I needed a whole set of them with lots of different colours that I possibly might not end up using. But I found that Jackson's have them separately, and so I thought that was probably much better, that I can just buy the colours that I particularly want to try out. So I picked up a few kind of metallic colours. I've been into a kind of copper and rose gold phase at the moment. So I picked up the sterling silver, the rose gold, the bronze, the moon gold, and then also the copper pearl. And I did pick up one of their palettes for it to go into, and these were really quite inexpensive, but they fit the paints really nicely. I did buy 5 paints, and this is a 6 spaces in the palette, so I am just going to have to buy another one. I think that that's just going to have to happen, unfortunately, for me to be able to fill up the palette. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other colour I would like. And last but not least, I picked up the Tim Holtz Distress Crayon Storage Tin. I wanted this in particular to be able to put the gouache in that I got for Christmas. I do usually use the Distress Mini Ink storage tins for watercolour tubes. I just take out the little insert. But for watercolour tubes, I just have the little 5mm tubes, and the gouache is in 15mm, I think. So I needed a bigger tin for that, and I'm hoping that they will fit in here quite nicely. Obviously, there's there's loads of different containers that you could use to put them in, but I personally quite like the Tim Holtz Distress ones. I just happen to like what they look like, and they're metal and things like that. I've got a few of the different ones in my craft room, so I wanted to pick this one up and hopefully they will fit inside. So that was a look at everything I purchased in the month of January. Links to the products will be in the description bar on YouTube and also over on my blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.